We are in Germany and we're going to France for the Christmas markets, so come along with us as we go on a Christmassy adventure.
It's true.
This morning we are making our way to the quaint city of Heidelberg, Germany. We are only here for a few hours before we make our way to Cologne, so we are going to make the most of it. I will say right off the bat that since this was our first time in Germany, we had no idea how cute Heidelberg would be, and we had only planned a few hours in this adorable city, and now looking back, we wish that we had spent more time here. We started out in Karlsplatz and could not resist looking at the mugs, which my mom and sister got some coffee in. And this Christmas market is adorable because it hosts the ice rink and it is at the foot of the castle. So we found this first market to be super cute because you could ice skate, you could shop the market, and all while enjoying the view of the castle. We had arrived super early that morning, so when we got there, things were just opening up for the day. It was really cool to watch the markets and this city come alive as the sun started to rise. And it wasn't long after we got there that Barbie was ready for his first snack of the day. I think I always associate crepes with France, and so it was really fascinating to me that there were so many crepe booths at all the different markets that we were going to. But they were all absolutely delicious, and Barbie always let me have a taste of all of his snacks, and that way I got to try a lot of different things, which was great.
Are you a happy little goose?
Yeah. I got my German quesadilla.
The part of Heidelberg that most of the markets were at the Altstadt, or the old town of Heidelberg, and this area made Heidelberg seem like a tiny little town instead of a city, and I absolutely loved it. It was called Old Town, and it definitely gave it a historic, old-timey feel. And like many of the other spots that we went to, Heidelberg also had a beautiful church that we were able to walk into and enjoy the environment. As we meandered our way through the streets and to each little market, we also stopped at a bunch of the little shops. They were so cute, and we couldn't help but pop in. I'm sure that there's many wonderful things about Heidelberg, but during our visit, my favorite was definitely the Christmas markets. Compared to Strasbourg, I felt like these markets had a little bit more of a historic, old-timey feel to them. Everything from the vibe to the decor itself just made it feel very nostalgic for some reason, even though I had never been to the Christmas markets before. One of my favorite markets that we meandered our way to while in Heidelberg was the Universitätsplatz Market. This was not only the biggest market in Heidelberg, but it had my favorite decor of any of the markets. I loved the colors and just the vibrancy of the different decorations, even though they were kind of more old-timey and nostalgic. Besides the decor, I loved that this was such a big area and that there were lots of stalls selling different items. There was even one stall that sold this hot chocolate that tasted like pudding. My mom and sister thought it was too thick, but I thought it was delicious. Besides the decor of the stalls, the other piece of decor that really stood out to me about this market was the carousel. It was so beautifully decorated, and then with the historical buildings in the background, it just added to the magical effect.
All right, Barbie, what is this?
It is Schinken and Käse.
Is it called a Handbrot?
Schinken and Kassa.
So it's actually ham and
Right
cheese.
over there. Here, if you want.
And that's that.
I wasn't joking when I said that every hour Barbie was coming across a new snack that he wanted to try, but it worked out in my benefit because I got to try so many new things, and this ham and cheese Handbrot was absolutely delicious. The things with melted cheese on them were chef's kiss. Because this was the biggest and one of our favorite markets of Heidelberg, we spent the most time here, but we knew we had to get going so that we could explore just a few more markets before it was time to head to Cologne. I will note here that there were two markets that we did not make it to in Heidelberg. We were not able to make it to Marktplatz and the Anatomiegarten. If I butchered the pronunciation of those, I am so sorry. Although we missed two of the Christmas markets in Heidelberg, we did get to go into Käthe Wohlfahrt, which is a very famous German company that sells beautiful Christmas decorations, and they had a shop in Heidelberg. It wasn't a big store, but it feels really big. It feels like there are Christmas ornaments everywhere you turn and a winding pathway leading you deeper and deeper into what feels like Santa's ornament workshop. And you can't leave this store without feeling a little bit of Christmas magic. And I didn't leave without some magical Christmas postcards to take home with me. It was time to start making our way back towards the car so that we could head towards Cologne, but some of the markets were a little bit more open now that it was later in the morning, and so we couldn't resist stopping by and walking through them. The first market that we re-stopped at was the Marktplatz, and this is the one that is near the beautiful church, and this is also the one that has the giant wooden wine barrel. Though we didn't get to see the wine barrel, we did get to kind of eat in one of the mini ones that they had as little indoor enclosed spots for people to eat. My mom and sister were a little ways behind Barbie and I, so we also once again stopped at the corn market. Like the Karlsplatz market, it had a beautiful view of the Heidelberg Castle, an adorable little train for kids to ride, and an apple pie drink that was one of my favorite drinks of our entire trip. It wasn't alcoholic, and it was basically made of apple cider and some fun spices, and it was to die for. It was sad to say goodbye to Heidelberg, and we definitely wished that we had planned to spend more time here, but before we knew it, it was time to go navigate the streets of Heidelberg and make our way towards Cologne and head on the next leg of this Christmas market adventure. Watch my next videos for more Christmas market magic.